B. Frank Network.
Welcome to a very special episode of Happy Never After, H&A Pod. Wilfred Padua is home with a little sniffy little cold, just a little baby cold. So he is not in the studio because we're like, get that COVID out of here. So it's just me and Sergio Chicon.
Yes, I'm feeling great. How are you, Mara?
I'm feeling fantastic.
That's great.
Thanks.
Although I will say, I have like a total of like 15 animals in the New York City apartment, and I lost one. I lost a cat the other day.
Like it died or you
It
physically
died,
lost it?
yeah.
Oh.
And let me tell you, man, out of all the animals, she was the bitch. But even with all that, she was a cat that was very aloof. We adopted her. And once again, it's adopted, not rescued, right? Unless you run into a fire, a building burning down, and you grab an animal, that's a rescue. When you go send an email to adopt a pet, it's just an adoption. Let's get that straight. People are very loose. I rescued. No, you did not go in the ocean and pick up a drowning dog, right? People are very generous with how they, perceive themselves. I'm a hero.
I know. You know what I do with my dog? Because I did.
You adopted?
No, fuck no.
You got it from a farm?
I bought it.
Oh,
and that's what I do all the time when people are like, I rescued my dog. I go, I bought mine.
I spent a lot of money on mine. And
purebred. I'm better than you.
Yeah. I mean, it's a certain lifestyle, like you're trying to upkeep.
I mean, Frank is the best dog I've ever had. He was $400. So it's not like, he was like $200 more than rescuing, air quotes, a dog.
Yeah, exactly. When I got Curry, my dusty ass pit bull, which I love, she got the heart of gold. She's an absolute sweetheart. She, she came with fur that looked like wet suede. She still hasn't grown her hair back, but she's an amazing dog. She knows how to sit.
Whoa, that's good.
She knows how to fetch.
My dog can drive,
Your dog travels to the city by himself. He has his own Metro card.
He's like, I'm just waiting for the F train.
Right. Don't mind me. So yeah, Venus, my cat, passed away, but she was a dirtbag cat. And I still felt bad. Like, she would look at me.
Did you cry?
No, I almost did, though. She would look at me when I walk in the apartment and be like, you're a fucking asshole. But not in so many words, because cats don't speak, right? But she would just look through me, and her ears will go back and like, you ain't shit.
Her ears went
clean
back?
up my shit. She would splash water on the floor. She would whack my dog in the nose. She was very aloof. She was a very private creature. I never felt her fur. I don't know what her fur felt like.
She didn't let you pet her?
She didn't let me pet her in 7 years.
Oh, my God.
It looked very coarse.
Oh.
Because she didn't allow human hands on it. Every time I would attempt to touch her, bow! She had the hands of Mayweather in his prime. Fast. So rest in peace, my cat Venus. We buried her in the backyard.
You have a backyard?
Yeah,
Look at
money's
you.
different around here, girl. Money's different around here. I didn't come up.
I'm like, do you mean those little blocks of dirt that have the tree next to it?
So I actually live in an area in the East Village that has a nice stretch of backyards. However, the upkeep is kind of dirtbag because I have 4 other shareholders in the building that don't care for it. So I look out to weeds, and I try to maintain it when I have time. But there's a lot of weeds and rats. And the rats, when I first moved there, they looked at me like that, chewing their thumbnail like, who this motherfucker? We own this. And I try to get rid of the rats by using, what you use is dry ice, and you throw it in the holes in the colonies, and they'll move. They die. It's a humane death. They go to sleep, and then they moved into the basement, and that got the attention of the other shareholders. And they're like,
well,
maybe
there you go.
Maybe we should get an exterminator. So, we got one less pet, and we did our best with her. Even though she was aloof and she was very private and she was a little mean, we gave her the best home possible. And, we didn't give up on her. Someone else would be like, this cat is mean. So we had her for like 7 years. And,
Maybe you're just used to that kind of abuse.
Maybe I kind of like it. When people are mean to you, you kind of feel like, I got to earn it. So it's like work that you appreciate.
You're like a traumatized chick that dates
Do you find that
dudes.
you're in a relationship? Was there like a pattern of relationships that you sought out where it was like someone who was mean to you? I've never been into that.
Fucking one.
Really? No, not me. I don't tolerate that shit. Someone who's mean to me? Nah.
Every single one. And then all of a sudden, you got all the listeners have been here with me through this. I just snapped on just the last one before my current one. Mm-hmm. I was like, enough. I'm not taking it anymore. And
wait, what's the pattern of mean? Because people are mean in different ways. I had a mean girlfriend who was just very like a snotty person.
Yeah.
She was like kind of like just very little compassion for certain things, and I don't like that. I like people who are compassionate.
Yeah.
She was cold.
I guess that was my most recent ex before this. Yeah. His name was George.
You're gonna throw his name out there?
Yeah.
You're trying to get
everybody knows.
You're trying to get sued like Dr. Brian?
He came on the show. I bamboozled him with a therapist, with a marriage therapist.
Dr. Brian in the cut. Or you see a silhouette of Dr. Brian creeping up in the background.
Like, what was that? Mr. Hitchcock?
Right. Dr. Brian got a pipe in the back. I'll tell you what's wrong with your life.
Yeah, that's what the therapist was like. I don't think you even like her. That's what he said. And I was like,
that's rough.
Oof. And at first I was like, no, he does. On the show, I was like really defensive. And then...
yeah, you can't say that. No, he does. You can't say
I know. And then I was like, God, how pathetic was I?
That's the type of shit you say, and then you go in the mirror in the bathroom alone, and you mouth it out like, yeah, he does. We all been there. Fuck.
Yeah, it was bad.
I've said some dirtbag shit like that. I once told an ex-girlfriend with her friend in the car, Dominican men are not good husbands, but they're good lovers. Now, why would I say that gay ass shit? Like, I'm a quarter Dominican, so that I saved myself, but they looked at me like this. Like, why would I talk like that? Dominican men are not good husbands, but they're good lovers. Like, have I been fucked by a Dominican man? And then I went home.
And also, do you have people to measure it against? Like, do you have someone that's not a good lover?
It was a stupid comment that I mouthed out for 2 weeks in the mirror by myself in the bathroom. Like this, we say some shit sometimes. We say some shit. It usually happens to people who talk a lot.
Yeah, I did a few interviews for jobs because it's that time. It's that time of the pandemic, and I was like, I said something, and he goes, well, why do you want to move here? And I was like, well, I fell in love during the pandemic, and if it doesn't work out, you got a lot of options here. And I was like, did I just say that in one of the biggest interviews of my life right now?
I don't think that's that bad.
Oh my God. It's because you don't work in the corporate world. That's bad. Like, what am I'm going to fuck all the other people, all the athletes?
I think it's funny.
It's hilarious. He laughed.
I think it's funny. I don't think... laughed.
But if it was like a stuffy Karen chick, she would have been like, oh, this is a bad applicant.
That kind of rolled off. I thought that you meant that as a joke. But maybe you were serious. And that's why. That's just hilarious. I encourage that behavior.
I drove home and mouthed that to myself. So I was like, why would I say that out loud?
That's so funny. Hitting the steering wheel.
Yeah, I was like, oh my God. And then everyone's looking at you at the stoplight and you're like, I fucked up.
Your dog Frank is trying to console you, massaging you with his paws.
He's like, do you want me to drive? I'm like, yeah.
I got this. We say stupid shit. And the thing is, own your stupid shit. Share your stupid shit because it's fucking hilarious and no one's exempt. Everyone says stupid shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They say stupid shit and they do stupid shit.
Yeah. That's the thing, man. I say stupid shit. I don't do too much stupid shit these days. Like, I'll say it, but I don't do too many stupid things.
You called us for our last Be Frank Network Zoom meeting.
What did I do?
You FaceTimed us all from the outside of the freight elevator.
Yeah, because I was trying to be responsible and be on time.
You were not on time. You were 5 minutes late.
And
you were still outside. That's not on time. And you were outside the freight elevator.
You know why? Because freight elevator operators never want to work. They always want to just talk about the Yankees. Every freight elevator operator is always in a bad mood, and that's their domain, and they cherish it.
Yeah.
And it's always like a 15-minute wait. 15 minutes is a long time to wait for an elevator. 15 minutes is half an episode of Friends.
And they're like, let me just wait till the next commercial break, and then I'll go get this
asshole
that keeps buzzing.
Every time I bump into a freight elevator operator, they either want to talk about the Yankees, and they talk about the Yankees like they're on the team. Right? They're like, yeah, We didn't do too good last night. I'm like, motherfucker, you're a freight operator. You just wear a dirty-ass Yankee hat. You're not part of the team.
Is there even reception in this freight elevator?
Right.
How are you seeing the shit?
Yeah, he got a fucking radio with a little bent antenna. He's been working there for 50 years. Union won't fucking let him go.
They can't. They can't get rid of him.
That is up and down with bad attitudes.
I've tried to talk to this one. I try to start, because it's weird, because you go up, 13 floors. It takes a while.
They're not interested in talking to you.
No, I'm like, so did it take a long time to figure out when to slow down the elevator? I don't know. Because they have to slow it down before it gets to the...
Yeah, it's
this is
a
an
little
old
bit
school.
of a skill that you'll get 15 minutes into doing the job, and that's it. That's the extent of what they do. Freight elevator operators.
They got some great benefits.
Yeah. No, I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying a lot of freight elevator operators, they take on a certain power. I used to manage an event space on the west side, beautiful loft called Studio 450, white on white space overseeing the Hudson River. And the regular elevator was so damn slow that I would have to take the freight every now and then. And the freight operator act like he was my boss. Like if I was like 5 minutes late, he would open it up and go, "Nice of you to show up." He was full of those dirtbag quotes. "Oh, nice of you to join us." Oh, when I would leave early, he'd go, "What do you got, banker hours?" Everything he said was that stock dirtbag,
Yeah, he's just lonely.
Dirtbag.
Just.
When he saw traffic, it's a fucking parking lot. You know that guy? I'm like, you have a lot of blackheads on your nose. Why don't you take care of that? That fucking guy who never groomed himself.
Get all sensitive.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, you have furry ears.
I was trying to tell my boyfriend's mom yesterday about how he had a funny fuck up. We fuck around with each other. That's we compete about everything.
You and your boyfriend.
Yeah. And so we were in a hotel, and he walks past, and the bathroom had one of those slidey barn door things. Mm-hmm. And so he thinks he's hilarious, and he takes his dirty ass t-shirt and chucks it, hits me square in the face, all sweat right on my face.
That's not nice.
Good shot. No, I laughed, but this was better. He immediately trips over his shoes that he left right there. Then, to catch himself, he grabs onto the door handle, but it's slidey, so it starts shutting, and it throws him across the room.
That is hilarious.
I was crying laughing. I was like,
that's what he gets.
Okay.
And you were like, and that bitch's name is Karma. You were like that, snapping your fingers. And that bitch's name is Karma.
And I tried to tell his mom, and his mom was like, "Was he okay?" And I go, "Well, now you ruined it. You ruined it all."
Was he okay?
Was he okay?
Oh God. Like, it's funny when people get theirs quick. So the comic Graham K?
I love Graham.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
Yeah.
And I was giving him shit. He broke his foot playing basketball, and I was like, "Yo, man, you need to learn how to crisscross. You don't know what you're doing." And he's on crutches like that in the heat. This is last year. And I was like, "Yo, take care of that foot, man. I hope you get up on the stage next time I see you." And I walk across the street, and I tripped over the curb, and I almost got hit by a bus. And he was like this, laughing from across the street. All I saw was his shoulders shrugging like this. Because as soon as I tripped and I almost got hit by the bus, I looked back to see if he saw, and he saw it. Saw everything.
My second date with my second husband, you're
about to go into double digits out of this motherfucker.
He shows up half an hour early. I thought that I had because I did not give myself enough time.
Sergio Chicon, that's for sure.
Half an hour early. Do not show up early. That early. 5 minutes early. I'm like, I had to I ran home from work. I jumped in the shower, but I did all the deadbolts, and so I thought it was my roommate. And I was like, fuck, I locked her out because I could hear the pounding of the door.
He's pounding on the door? You did some characters. Who pounds on the door first date?
Well, it was like the metal door. You hear the vibrations of it. So I'm like, fuck. So I go to step out of the shower. I don't have a floor because we had just moved in there. I don't have a shower mat. So my foot just slides. My whole vagina goes down onto the side of the tub. It was so fat and it hurt so bad that, when you do that,
yeah, you got the wind knocked out of you. Wait, so you fell on your ass or your belly?
I fell on my vagina.
Wait, so you did a split?
Yeah, I did the splits out of the tub. So my left leg kept going, God. And I slammed my vag and the whole inside of my leg down onto the side of the tub.
And you're like, I'm going to let you in right now. You ain't getting no pussy.
So they knock again, like a little bit longer. And I was like, just a minute. So I'm army crawling over, like dragging the bottom half of my body over to the door. I only have a towel covering the front part. I'm like dragging it. There's nothing on my backside. I reach up, I open the door thinking it's Julia, who also slept with my first husband. That's a side note. I open the door and it's him. And I was like, fuck.
Nice.
I know. And then we sat at home and I had ice on my vagina for like 2 hours. And he's like, maybe we should try a different date next time. I was like, yeah.
You really had to ice it?
I slipped.
God
2
damn.
feet down onto my
I don't think I've
vag.
ever injured my private area. I don't think I've ever.
Oh, I've done it once before.
Well, that was it,
too.
right? There was another
No,
time?
one before when I was little. I was swimming in a pool in the rain, and I jumped on the diving board, and my 1 foot slipped in it. The corner of the diving board.
Oh, damn.
I like passed out under the water. My friend's mom jumped in, and then she got me up out of the water, and I was like, "Don't touch me! Don't touch me!"
Yeah, that pain is draining, and it's memorable.
Yeah, I never swam in the rain again. No, I did.
Yeah, I don't think I mean, I might have masturbated too much and hurt myself. Like, okay, that's enough. I definitely like got like a little rug burn. Like, okay, let's cut this shit out. Like, usually when I'm on the road, you just get anxious and bored, and it's too much time, and just masturbate.
I do it when I can't sleep.
Your eyes sink in your skull.
Oh no, I just do that when I can't sleep.
You ever masturbate when you're just bored? Like, oh, just do it.
No, because then
Like, it's very rare that I masturbate like in a good mood. I'm usually like, oh, okay. I'm like, okay, I'll do it.
Does it change your mood?
No, it's fine.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you need to get one off, right? It's like, okay, you feel like mellow. I guess a little mellow, but I don't feel great afterwards. I don't feel like I'm ready to start my day.
I know.
You know, I always feel like a little bit like, what am I doing?
I'm always like, no one smell my hand.
Oh, who says that? Fresca. Yeah.
Well, no one should smell a dude's hand either. Your dick smell disgusting.
No, my dick doesn't smell. I don't know where that shit comes from. I think that shit happens with guys who are not circumcised who got the hoodies. Because there's a lot more going on there.
No, there's sweat that permeates from your balls into your dick. I feel like it's this
it's very strange that people don't use like do you use a wash rag? I use a wash rag.
No.
Yeah, you white people are different.
I use a scrubby thing.
Okay, you use something to scrub.
Yeah,
okay.
I scrub the shit out of my skin every day.
And some people just put soap on them and like they're nasty. Same thing with like using the bathroom. Years ago, people just used toilet paper, and I think people still behave that way. I use wipes. You don't use wipes? I walk around with wipes. You don't use wipes.
I don't use wipes, but I do shower after every time I go to the bathroom.
What about if you shit in the Barnes & Noble on 23rd Street?
I definitely don't do that.
What about if you ate some, Chipotle and they didn't agree with you? Now you fucked up in Union Square Park.
Listen, that same
you
time that
you rather shit in your Benz?
I would rather shit. Yes. Have you ever shit in your car?
No, I've shot myself way more than I care to admit. Yes. It's bad.
Why?
One time I had...
You're eating the wrong things.
No, this is years ago. Oh. Working at the loft, a white-on-white space. Boy, was it brown when I was done.
What are those banker's hours? You're like, no, I'm going to shit myself.
My God. So I had Jamba Juice the night before. I remember what I had. Jamba Juice is gross. 42nd Street, Jamba Juice. Liquid, fructose, Yeah. Then I had caramel popcorn. I go to sleep shortly after that. I wake up in the morning, I had to take a shit. But I ignored it because I was running late. I'm trying to be responsible. Okay, I got a button down. It's pouring rain. I got slacks, nice dress shoes, the one that you just slip on, right? I have to use the bathroom, but I'm like, you know what? It's taking me 30 minutes to get to work. I'm running tight. I have a client, a photo shoot that arrives at 7:30. I got to be there by 7:30. I don't want to take a cab. So I get on the train. The F train would take me straight to 34th Street. I could walk to the west. I get to West 4th, and something happened where goosebumps went up my arms, and I could not hold it. I sat down real quick, like in between somebody, and they were like, damn. And I'm holding the fucking pull with all my might. I'm like, holy shit, there's no way I'm going to make it to 34th Street. So I get off finally on 34th Street, clenching my ass cheeks as tight as I can. I'm walking with my legs close together on an umbrella.
I cannot believe I didn't film this today.
Yeah, so I got my hands one hand by my side, and I have to stop and sit on cars, wet cars, because it's pouring rain with an umbrella on, because I can't hold it, like it's gonna come out. I get all the way to the west side. I get to the building, Mauro, 450 West 31st Street was the address. I'm waiting for the slow ass elevator that I usually use the freight for. The freight operator's not in yet. So I'm waiting for the regular elevator. Mara, I get in the elevator, it's dink, dink. I'm on the 13th floor. I open the glass door in the foyer area. I run to the bathroom. There's something about being closer to the bathroom that makes it uncontrollable. I didn't even unbuckle my belt. I just pulled everything down and the shit flew right onto the tank. All over the wall. I missed the toilet completely. All of my underwear. On the back of my shoes. Like I was treading through mud. Thank God it was raining that day. So I'm in a panic. I'm in a separate stall on the white-on-white space. There's shit on the fucking ceiling. I'm in black. My legs are pale. Black dress socks. I'm attempting to clean my underwear and my slacks and my shoes. So I'm in a button-down, black dress socks up to my kneecaps. And what do I hear? Sergio, we're here. The photo shoot has arrived. And I got shitty pants and a shitty wall. And I was like, I'll be right there. My voice cracked. And one guy that was helping with the photo equipment says, oh my God, it smells awful here. And I lied. Thank God there was a separate stall in this. I was like, oh yeah, there's a backup. I'm handling it. I'm lying through closed doors. I'm lying. I get my shit together. I throw the underwears away. I put on the slacks, soaking wet. Good thing it's a rainy day. It makes sense somewhat. I'm relieved. I cleaned it up. It smells like shit. With a slight taste of, a slight scent of berries. Because I did drink Jamba Juice. And I tell them, I sat down on one of those, chairs with the wheels. I said, hey guys, the space is all yours. I got an emergency at home. My wife did not bring her keys. She works the night shift. I lied.
Yeah.
There's no such thing.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I was married at the time. I was definitely not married. I don't even know if I was with Liz at the time. I think I was. Yeah. I go home to get some underwear and whatever. And they never found out. Or they act like they didn't know.
They just acted like they didn't know.
It smelled, oh my God. I mean, it was just, it was violent. But I was so close. Imagine if someone was in there. Imagine if it was locked.
And you've had those things happen multiple times.
Yeah, definitely. That one really pops though. That's a highlight.
I'm not sure what you add to my life, but
listen, I'm very honest. Not everyone's honest. I had a friend who, this is a story he'd tell me. I don't even know if it's a true story, but this is how it goes.
Okay.
He's out drinking heavy with his kind of girlfriend. I guess someone he met, he's been hooking up with.
This is a recent story?
No, this is years ago.
Okay.
And they had a rough night of drinking, probably sniffing, all the bullshit. Mm-hmm. And it's like 11 o'clock in the morning. He wakes up.
I miss it.
Right? He said that like the sun was piercing through the fucking window. He wakes up and shit. He shat himself.
Oh, yeah, you told.
I told you. Did I say it on the pod?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, I won't say it again.
And he blamed her.
He blamed her. He cleaned himself up, goes back to the bed, and then he says, oh my God. And she's like, what? What? He's like, you shot the bed. And then he lights up a cigarette. He's like, we got to do something. She's like, oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. He's like, don't worry about it, kiddo. It happens to the best of us. So now he's being super manipulative.
That girl is traumatized forever.
And I'm sorry, guys, if you heard that story before, but that's another highlight.
Oh, God.
It's funny, right?
The shit that men do to women.
Yeah, I'm sure women have done it before, too. Women lie. You act like women don't lie.
Oh, my God.
You know how many times I've been
Women are
lied
the
to?
worst.
Like, women like me. Yeah, I like you. And she don't like me. They never heard from them again. That's a lie.
That's a lie. No, I
had a girl that wanted to fuck me after being with her for 6 months because she was in love with her ex. It took a cop to tell me that shit.
You couldn't figure that out?
Yeah, he was like, yo, she's with her ex. And then he made a U-turn. He was like, yeah, she's not feeling you, dog. You know, he was off duty, so he could talk like that. And I was like that looking out the window. You know how many expensive dinners I bought? I was like, oh, yeah.
God, what a sucker you are.
Well, I was.
Are you really going to eat cheese right now?
I'm trying to shit my pants. I'm trying to shit my pants this afternoon.
You're going to eat cheese while we record?
No, I'm not.
Okay, I was like, oh, my God.
I won't do it. I won't do it on the podcast.
God. I traded my car, and yesterday, well, I haven't done it yet. Friday, I'm going to do it. But I went to this one dealership yesterday, and they go, I was in car sales. Obviously, I'm a dirtbag. So I work for Toyota Financial out of college. And so the guy takes my car keys and he asked me like how much I owed on it, blah, blah, blah. And he takes my car key and he goes to the office. You know, in car dealerships, there's no doors. Like it's all cubicles, whatever. And he goes to the little space right next door and they're having a full-on dirtbag conversation about how they're going to get me. Yeah.
What were they saying?
Yeah, he was like, this broad doesn't know shit. And I was like, oh my God, I know what the Kelly Black Book is. Not even the Kelly Blue. I know Kelly Black Book, which is what they go on. I know exactly what happened.
He was talking about how he's going to get you?
Yeah. And I knew
what was he saying?
Oh, he was like, this broad doesn't know shit. He goes, because I owed $22,500 on my truck. And I know that right now, if anybody's looking to trade in their car, now this is the month.
Why?
Do it. Because they're offering, because there's so little inventory that dealerships are offering 30 to 50% more than they would normally. Okay. So on a car like mine, when normally it would be like 24, 25, was like my dealership that I get my car serviced at was like, we'll give you 30 grand for it. And I was like, yes. Have it. Take it. I'm not dumb. Like, I love my truck.
They will give you that much money for it?
Yeah, and I was like, fuck it. Take the truck. So when I went to the dealership last night and I knew, because I was like, I don't want to get a Toyota again. I got to grow up. It's time to grow up. And so the guy was like, just offer her what she owes. She won't know. She'll be happy that she's going to get rid of it.
Get something, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is not a dirtbag deal.
It is a dirtbag deal. If somebody else just offered me...
Like, you're just breaking even.
But the value of my car is not determined by how much I owe. If the value of my car
What is the value of your car?
If the value of my car was $17,500 and I owed $22,500, they're not going to give me $22,500. They're going to give me $17,500. So whatever the value of the car is what they should offer you, right? So the value of my car right now is, I would say, $28,000. But in regular time, in regular non-post-pandemic, we have full inventory, $24,000. So I was like, fuck it, I'm going to take this extra $4,000 right now. Right? Wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I listened to them do this whole thing, have their little conversation. Then he comes over and he goes, yeah, he said it's worth $22,500. And I go, fuck off. And yeah. And he just looks at me and I go, I heard everything that you guys said.
He's mouthing what he said in the mirror. All week long. This bro doesn't know shit. Fuck, I'm such an idiot. Fuck.
I go, I used to work for Toyota Financial. I know exactly how this goes. This slime ball situation has not evolved. And I said, I was completely upfront and honest with you guys. All you had to do is be the same. I'm very kind and fair. And you guys fucked it up. So now that you went from a sale to absolute dick, okay? And then he goes, I'm so sorry. He goes, do you want to talk? And I go, I don't want to talk to anybody here. Sleazeball. And then he comes out to like shake. They both come out to like shake my hand. And I go, get the fuck out of here. And I walked out.
Nice.
I know. It was awesome.
And then you went to your car and you couldn't figure out how to open it.
I know. I was like, son of a bitch.
You were in the wrong truck.
Well, they were dicks too. They were like, how did you go from an X5 to a Tacoma? And I go, because I wanted an X5 and then I wanted a Tacoma.
Yeah, like why would they ask a question like that? Like it's a downgrade or something?
How did you go from being a loving kid that your parents wanted around to this? Like, how did that happen? Like, fuck off.
Yeah, stupid questions.
Yeah, and then today, so I went to another dealership today. He was super nice. He offered me about $1,000 less than I wanted. And I went, you know what? You've been nice. Okay, have it.
So you sold your car?
Yeah.
And you got what you wanted?
Well, I mean, yeah. Well,
you never get what from a car. Because as soon as you take it off the lot, it goes down in value.
Well, it has 90,000 miles on it. Anything over 60,000 miles, dealerships don't really have a lot to do with it, you know? And so if they want it for way more than I owe, take it. I'm never going to get this value.
Now, why didn't you want it anymore?
I do want it, but if I'm going to make $4,000, $5,000 on it above what I don't have any emotional attachment to things.
Understood. Yeah.
So I'm trying to hustle.
I get it. So you did make a little bit of, you got some money.
Yeah. And then I used it on down payment of a different car.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, that's exciting.
I know.
Yeah.
To have I got it.
So have you talked about
No.
Here? Do you?
No.
So yeah, we haven't really talked about your new car. But you say you don't have an emotional attachment to it, but you like nice cars. That's one thing about you. You always shit on my Fiat.
I mean, it's deserved. That thing is
Yeah, that shit took me to fucking upstate yesterday. Like that. And then I called my wife. I was panicking. I was like, it's making a funny sound. She's like, you probably have it on neutral. I was like, I do. Yeah, so I'm a dirtbag. And I had the bucket hat on with a button down. Had it on neutral for an hour. I was like, there's something wrong with our engine. I'm going to die.
Wait, it's not a neutral. Was it on S?
No, it was on neutral. N.
But it was driving? Neutral, you can't drive. You can't.
It was on something that wasn't supposed to be on.
Yeah, it was probably on S.
Yeah, it was on some dirtbag
Which is your higher gears.
Yeah, which is
so bad for your car.
Yeah.
So maybe you should take my advice and go trade it in right now.
No, it's good. It's a cute fucking vehicle, man. We got stuck in some torrential rains. I was like, baby, you're driving. I was like, you make me go to this baby shower, which, by the way, it's weird. So she has a daughter that's old, and I call her my stepdaughter, but she's not really my stepdaughter. Her father's very much involved.
It's still your stepdaughter.
It is, but it's a weird, anyway, I do call it because it's easier that way. That's my
God, you're so from the Lower East Side.
But I love her kids. They're fucking dope. And she's having a baby, so Liz is going to be a grandma. And
so are you.
And I'm going to be a step-grandpapa.
You'll be pa?
Yeah. And I met, a lot of different family members. And it wasn't weird. Like, I met her ex-husband before. You never look forward to that shit. But I'm indifferent. But, it was smooth, But in your mind, sometimes you think, this could be awkward. But it never was. It never has been. But in your mind, you're like, I'm wearing this button down. In my mind, I call myself, I'm going to wear this button down to the party.
I'm never worried about that stuff.
Yeah, I don't either. But I definitely thought about what button down I'm going to wear.
Oh, hell yeah. I'll get dressed.
Yeah,
I am ready.
I wore the same outfit I wear 3 times a week, but it was a specific button down. A darker one, so just in case I get tomato sauce on my shirt.
Well, you won't see it.
But it was cool, man. It was cool. It was, we had a good time, but it started fucking pouring rain upstate, and I threw the keys to Liz after she set up for the party all day. She was like this blind with her new Prague eyes. She got eye surgery in Prague. They lift the lens, and they give her new ones.
She got LASIK in Prague?
So I was like that eating Cheez-Its while she drive. Let's see how those eyes work. I mean, I did come out of pocket. You know how many Tompkins Square boxing sessions I have to do for those eyes? Eating.
Wait, it was cheaper for her to fly to Prague.
It was cheaper because she's a flight attendant. She flew there for free.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It was half the price. Out here, the procedure for both eyes is like $15,000 each eye.
No.
I paid $7,500 for both eyes.
Oh, she got both of them?
Both of them.
That was nice of you.
Yeah, I said you're gonna be fucked up with one eye. I can do one eye.
You better be careful or else it's just one eye.
Yeah, I just want to make sure you can still cry out those eyes. Yeah, so they lifted the lens and they put like a gel in there. Now she has like these weird eyes. Like every time she moves, they like sparkle. I'm like, yeah, you got a sparkle in your eye, baby girl. But we look out for each other. I trust her research. I was a little worried. She's going to fucking Prague. Are they gonna fucking kidnap you and take your kidneys? I don't know.
Alicia got Botox in her lip, And she was like, "Oh, it makes
Why
your
are you telling? Does Alicia share that?
Yeah, she said it on muscle spasms.
Okay.
And so I was like, "Oh my God, it looks so good." And then I was like, "I'm gonna do it." So I went and got it. I hate it so much.
Let me see. You got him now?
Yeah.
You got to move away from the mic.
See?
It looks very natural. You look fine.
I know, but I feel like my smile, it got shorter. It's like weird. And I can't suck dick. I can't suck out of a straw. I tried. It was like, it feels like an out of body.
Numb, so you got to wait a couple of weeks.
Well, it paralyzes you for like 4 months.
Oh, God, your poor husband.
I still did it.
He's got to pretend that he's enjoying the head.
I know, he did moan. I was like...
that's fine. He's like fucking watching New York 1 while he gets head. Fucking... he's watching Fox News on mute while he gets head.
I never do it for very long because it's always just like the starter.
Oh yeah, no, you know when someone's performing fellatio on me, it's got a half hour or better.
A half an hour?
Yeah.
Aren't you guys gonna have sex?
It's gotta be the full episode of fucking Friends. No, it depends. If baby girl drinking tequila, she stay down there for a while. She gets a little enthusiastic about it. It's crazy how I'm not against alcohol. I don't drink, but it's amazing how much more enthusiastic one will become.
I used to only have sex when I was drunk.
So you know what's interesting about that? That was a hard thing to deal with when I first got sober. I didn't know. It robbed me of my libido. Everything was so out of whack, and I was nervous. I was like, I had sex for years under the influence of drugs and alcohol. And then I just got mad self-conscious, and it mellowed out. I became one with myself. But it took some time. And luckily, I know my partner. But if I was single, I don't know if I could do it.
It's hard.
It's hard being single, going on dates with sweaty palms, caressing your body. Like, oh, do you like that?
I'm such a meathead. I'm always like, should we sex or?
Yeah, I mean, some people you just don't have chemistry with. Something you could be, or you could be a little intimidated by, or some people just don't have that. I think I was generally interested in someone who's kind of submissive, but let me know. I want clear signs. I don't want to be too overbearing. Mm-hmm. And when I drank, I didn't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? I mean, make a move. I mean, I give a fuck about your decisions. Because I've been told no before, and I backed off after the 12th time. I'm kidding, okay? So
11.
But 11 was my number. But you know what I'm saying? There was you don't want to overthink it, and you're like, a glass of water. Fuck, you want to flow.
Yeah. I mean, I'm always like, I'm an athlete. I always envision what's going to happen, and I think, this is so dumb, but I always think, you know how they have that shadow stuff that goes under your eyes in football?
That's the way you know it's a great sex bout.
I always think, okay, you're putting on your tape. All right, let's do this.
You put the athletic tape on your thumbs.
I've got all my plays on my wrist right here, all ready to go. I'm like, oh, we're going to start with this one. And
That's
then
funny.
Defense is going to come in and we can play over here.
Yeah, man. I mean, I had, most of my sex in my life has been under the influence. I mean, I'm sober now. I'm with my wife, and it's fine. It's great, but for a long time, it's been under the influence. And there was a time I didn't know if I could do it.
Well, I think also when you're under the influence, it's easier to get around funny things that happen. If you're
I fell off the bed when I had hair. Then I got up and it was shaking. Yeah. Pussy farts galore.
Okay, somebody had a joke the other night that was he goes, then you're having sex and then your dick goes in and then a fart noise comes out, and they are always like, oh, sorry, that just came out of my vagina. Just say you're farting. It's idiot. That is come from the vagina. It is a queef. You're pushing air up inside of us.
Yeah, it's
our vagina.
Sound like a fucking idiot.
I know. I was like, get a bigger dick, bro. And
yeah, it's baggy. It's baggy when you're in there.
Yeah, there's a lot going on
around.
That
don't faze me none. A little pussy fart don't faze me none. I
don't think it phases most men.
No, the girls get embarrassed, but.
Well, yeah, because afterward, it'll sit inside you, and then you're like, okay, I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
It usually happens doggy style, right?
Yeah, I would say. I would have to agree.
Yeah.
I would have to agree with that.
Yeah, so, sex without alcohol and drugs is possible, but I can't front, man. listen, I'm enjoying myself. I hope my wife is. I think she is. But what I'm saying is, like, when I smoked weed, there's been times those orgasms are fucking great. Like, you're extra sensitive. It felt like every stroke was like orgasmic. I don't have orgasms like that. I mean, I do, they're intense, but smoking weed, I remember smoking and be like, oh my God, like the first, ooh, ah, ooh, like you wanted to reupholster every part of that wall, like, ooh, ee. Woo, fun.
This show has been sponsored by CBD.
Yeah.
I mean, I had that once with Vicodin. I took a Vicodin right beforehand,
really?
and
I
I
wouldn't
was
be able
like,
to get up. I couldn't even pee when I took Vicodin.
women have opposite structures,
dick.
like how dudes can't fuck when they're on coke,
and
women are crazy animals on that stuff. So
coke for me was mostly miss, but when it worked, oh my God, you were in trouble. Like the sweat drips. We're going through a few sheets, and the girls were like, "What? Are you okay?" Especially they didn't know if I was high. I was like, "Yeah, I'm all right." Birds are chirping 8:00 in the morning.
Yeah, I
like
had
you
sex
could
with
come
one of
and
those
then
guys
continue
before.
going. That type of shit.
It's like you take Viagra.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, but that doesn't always happen. You know how many times I've been with someone who I really wanted to enjoy, and then I got a fucking raisin dick. I'm in the corner of the kitchen like, crying, and then the next day I'm masturbating all day to the vision of them. That shit is pathetic, and that's what happens most of the time. Oh, God.
And that's why we don't do drugs, kids.
Which, by the way, man, I wonder if it's certain drugs that do that's cut with shit. Like, I'm reading this book by Dr. Carl Hart, and he's talking about people are going to do drugs.
Yeah.
Right? But should we have the option of testing your drugs? So he's pushing this campaign where the war on drugs has failed miserably. Now we have to treat adults as such. You get your drugs, take them to a center, test it out. You're into heroin, fine, whatever. But if it has fentanyl on it, there's a possibility you might die. He's a drug expert. And he says that people who do heroin, like straight pure heroin, a lot of times are functional. And they don't OD.
Does this guy do some of the heroin?
Yes, he does heroin.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah,
this guy is a functional crackhead. Like
I wouldn't dismiss him as a crackhead because he, from what I'm gathering, I don't know him personally, he gets high sporadically throughout the year, and he's a fucking professor.
Not sporadically, like daily.
I don't know if he gets high daily. I don't know that for sure.
Chappelle talked about him once and made a good point because they were like, yeah, no, he made a good point about everybody should be able to do heroin. And then Chappelle was like, we've lost so many good people in our small comedy family to ODing on.
But people are missing the point. He's not encouraging people to do drugs. People are doing drugs.
Yeah.
This is what the part that people are missing. That he's not saying, everyone, motherfucker, he doesn't need to say it. We had a war on drugs that failed miserably. People are doing drugs.
Yeah.
There's nothing you could do about that. What he's saying
0% success rate with DARE.
Exactly. No,
0.
Serious, it's real. And also, people are not really interested in saving people. There's a lot of money to be made with, and I don't want to get to that because I really don't know too much about it, but we all know how the dirtbag system works. What I'm saying, his objective is people are going to use drugs regardless. They always have, right? Have it in the center for people who want to be responsible with it and test their drugs. And that's it. That's all he's saying. Now, he says he uses drugs. What his extent of it is, I really don't know.
And also, there are drug testing kits. Like if you are a recreational...
But he wants sensors. Like you would do a COVID testing,
yeah,
a drug testing.
Yeah, I don't know if all the kits are made equal. Because I know a lot of people that buy blow or MDMA and they test it.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
that ruins the
sure?
fun.
It doesn't.
Imagine.
You don't know if you're going to die.
It's like a little roll of I got to put on a condom. Like testing your drugs is like putting on a fucking condom. It's never that much
Dave
fun.
said to me the other day, he goes, yeah, I have AIDS. And I go, no, we have AIDS.
Yo, AIDS ain't shit these days, man. If you have AIDS now, I mean, you can fucking just take a pill and be living your life, your best life.
What do you think about your dad? Then you're like,
whoa, my hat fell off. When you say shocking things, my hat pops up. I have a bucket hat that pops up. Whoa, offended. Trigger. Yo, my dad died of AIDS when they didn't have any fucking clue what the hell was going on. He died of his first outing. The first time he went to the hospital. They were like, yeah, I mean, I guess we should put this oxygen mask on him. I don't know, But it's funny how kids bounce back. Like when my cat died yesterday, my daughter's playing Fortnite. You know what I'm saying? And my father died. I got ice cream that night. You know what I'm saying? We're like, kids are durable. They should be getting COVID to really feel the consequences of life. Hopefully Delta gets their asses because they're insensitive.
And they're expensive.
They're not that expensive.
Kids?
Yeah, not that expensive. You're spending money on fucking all types of fancy shoes and Lululemon outfits and trucks and exotic dogs. Kid doesn't cost you nothing.
I feel like that was a personal attack just there.
That?
I said I feel like that was a personal attack.
Yeah, and I threw mad jabs at you, right? I covered like all bases from
like,
the ground up.
I'm getting stabbed here.
I'm just saying, kids are not that expensive. I mean, you know, you do the baby shower, right? You hold you down for 2 years.
That's true.
You know, no, I think what
if I got pregnant, I think I would have a bomb baby shower because people would be like, "Holy shit, the universe actually gave you one."
Liz's daughter's baby shower was cool. You know, Liz is very creative. She made it like a science thing because her daughter did in vitro.
Aww.
So it was like a mad scientist, kind of like chemist
fun.
thing. And I think this dumbass participants of the baby shower didn't get it. They're like, why is there a beaker here?
I did an English tea party for my sisters, and then I gave everyone an antique tea cup with and then everybody got a facial because when my sister was pregnant, she had so much acne that I was like, and she felt so self-conscious about it. So I got everybody facials, I got everybody massages and these tea, and then after setting it up for 4 months and being there for an hour, I was like, all right, everybody get the fuck out. I'm done with that.
It's a lot of work. I give my wife mad props, man. She's fucking
so much work.
She did a piñata. It was a baby piñata.
Aww.
Made that shit. And it was perfect.
Out of paper maché?
Yeah, all that shit. That shit was sitting on my kitchen counter, on my kitchen table for 5 months. I was like, enough of this fucking baby. When is this damn baby shower? And then every time a kid hit it got a dent in it, so it was satisfying. And there was mad candy in there. My daughter, elbowed her way to get that candy. Dirtbag. She elbowed her way to get that candy like I would for drugs back in 2015. Yeah.
Little linebacker coming through. Yeah. Okay, so we got to wrap this up because you're boring me. But
Yo, you know that I'm the most entertaining God out here? Thank God Wilfred sat home sick off of COVID. He would have slowed us down.
I want to take the last couple of minutes and talk about the episode that you have coming out, or that you just had coming out.
Yeah, so it's episode that drops today.
We talked about it a little bit on one of our episodes recently.
Yeah. So I had a friend of mine who was shot in 2005. He survived, and the guy who shot him did 15 years in prison. They kind of made amends, and they're living their own individual lives the best way possible. I mean, I'm not sure what the background of the shooter is too much, but my friend is doing well. And I had him on the show, and it was intense, man. And the episode drops next week, and it's a story of...
No, it already did. It already dropped. Yours is edited and ready to go next Tuesday.
Yeah.
And this one will be going up on Tuesday also. So it's there. If you guys want to listen to it right after this, download.
No, it's not. It's not there.
It will... You
Oh, my bad.
retard.
I'm fucking it up. My bad. I'm all about being present. You know, she want to talk about the future and the past. My bad, Mara. Do your job. Do your thing.
I got to say, when I left this room, the recording room, and saw that little murderer, that little hunk of murderer with his motorcycle that he brought up into this lounge.
He had a motorcycle that plugged into the wall.
He looked like that guy. Remember that?
He wasn't a murderer. He didn't finish the job.
Oh, we don't know if he killed anybody else.
Well, we're not going to talk about that.
Let me just have this moment to myself. I need something to whack off to. You know what I mean? Remember
you're
that?
The type of, hold up. You're the type of person to fucking send letters to a serial killer. Like, you're kind of hot. You are definitely that person.
Send letters. I'm outside the prison.
The prison like that with a fucking sign.
Hi.
I love you.
I'm prettier than in pictures, so I just showed up.
I love you, Zodiac Killer.
Okay, so remember that one guy, that criminal that had the piercing blue eyes and was gorgeous, and they put up his mugshot, and everyone's like,
he wasn't a murderer, though.
No, shut up
he was
for
a
1
criminal.
second. Let me just finish. What, are we dating? So and everyone's like, oh my God, that's what I thought of this guy. Like when I saw him, I was like, he is beautiful. Mm-hmm.
You have serious issues. You need to sit down with Dr. Brian.
And God.
For a few hours.
I was like, it's got to be the murderer.
I mean, there's something about just doing what the fuck you want to do in life, right? At that level.
He's never been here before. He brought in a full motorcycle into the salon. I was like, oh, there's a motorcycle in the hallway.
Introduced himself as his nickname, which is Nichols. So Steve, the producer's like, Nicholas? He's like, nah, Nichols. He's like, oh, nice to meet you, Nicholas. Wild, man. And I was like, oh, hi, Nichols.
And I went into my customer service mode immediately, and I was like, I forgot who you were having on, and I was like, oh, you're going to be recording. Excellent. That's really fantastic. What are you guys going to be talking about? Oh, yeah. And it was like, no, reel it back in moment. Anyway, everyone go listen to that episode. It's so great. Take a look at the picture on his Instagram because it is good to look at.
Oh, my God. I can't believe you're driving fucking unhappy moms to this fucking episode. I'm like, oh my God, he is hot. These guys are hot.
He's tall.
Not the host, Sergio. He's too safe. He's annoyingly safe. Doesn't he drive a Fiat?
I mean, he could also fit his Fiat in the hallway, but...
That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna bring the Fiat on the freight elevator. Really ruin this Yankee fucking fans' day.
Where can they find you?
At Sergio Chicon. I'm active on Instagram at DBS Podcast, which we may change the name. Let me know in the comments. Should I change the name to the Chicon Show? Marshall seems to think that's a good idea. I haven't made a decision. Help me out, people. Idea. Mara believes that the Chicon Show is better too.
Yeah.
But DBS is like, you know.
Make sure to follow DBS Podcast on Instagram. Also follow H&A Pod. And both of these podcasts are on the Be Frank Network. If you want to hit me up directly, I'm at Mara Merrick. Love you guys. Talk to you next week. Wilfred, we missed you.
Yay.
Yay.